That's my signature. Just because I don't wear one scent every day doesn't mean you don't have to. The signature scent doesn't have to be boring, it just has to be relatable.
You can be quite boring.
Today I'm going to give you 10 quick reviews on 10 signature scents. These are scents that you can wear any day of the week in any occasion. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on all 10 scents. Let's get going. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. This is my 2 cents. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you've already seen our videos, then welcome back. Before we get started, I want to say if you're a fan of fast-paced fragrance reviews and you aren't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. The algorithm really likes it when you do that, and so do I. Additionally, if you're not following me over on Instagram or TikTok, I'm starting to build those up, but if you'd like the handle and you'd like to follow me now and early, this is it. Go over there, click follow. I would really appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. And the first thing that we have to do with this video is we have to define what a signature scent really is. We've all seen a number of different videos that define signature scent, but for me, this is a scent that you can wear every single day. This isn't your biggest scent. This isn't your favorite scent. This is just something that works in every situation. And there are really 4 reasons why these work in every situation. The first one is that it doesn't overcrowd small spaces. You can wear any one of these scents in a small space and people are going to think it smells pleasant, they're going to think it smells nice, and nobody's going to be offended by what it smells like. Secondly, all of these scents are extremely versatile. It doesn't matter if you wear them day, it doesn't matter if you wear them night, it really doesn't matter what season you wear them in, they're going to fit into the situation perfectly. Third, they're all pleasant up close. Even if you don't spray it 10 times, people are going to still smell it and they're going to lean in because they think that you smell pleasant. And fourth, they have personality without controversy. These are going to be scents that are going to be interesting enough to smell like you, but not big enough to be a conversation fragrance. These are all going to be fragrances that if you wore them on yourself 3 days in a row, you're not going to get tired of yourself. They're not going to be the loudest fragrances, they're not going to be the strongest fragrances, they're not going to be the weirdest scents. These are all going to be scents that are going to fit in real life situations. All right, so let's get going. The first fragrance on the list comes to us from the house of Andrea Maack. You've seen me review Andrea Maack on this channel before. We've talked about Flux. It's got that blueberry note in it. We've talked about Coven, which just smells like the Icelandic wilderness. The third scent that I'd like to talk to you about for Andrea Maack is called Ceramic. So if you don't know Ceramic by Andrea Maack, this is one of the cleanest scents on this entire list. This one smells straight up like laundry. So when I was in Iceland earlier this year, I picked up Coven. For me, that was my favorite scent of the entire lineup, but while I was smelling them for the first time, the other scent that I really liked was Ceramic. It smelled clean, it smelled light, it smelled versatile, it smelled very easy. So I left the store with only Coven and I went back 3 days later and I purchased Ceramic because I didn't want to leave Iceland without it. What you've got here notes-wise, you've got freesia, you've got foliage, you've got apple, white and purple flowers, lily of the valley, musk, and you've got some woody amber. Right away, you've got this bright, airy opening with freesia, with apple, giving it this bright and airy lift. This doesn't smell over the top fruity, it doesn't smell over the top candy, it smells very, very clean. And then as it starts to settle down, you get this floral center. You've got lily of the valley, you've got some other florals in there, which make it smell clean, it makes it smell almost transparent. These aren't going to be your department store very heavy florals. This never becomes over the top perfumey floral. It's just clean and transparent and very airy. And then as it starts to dry down, Ceramic really, really works its signature magic. You've got musk, you've got woody amber. It gives it sort of a on your skin but elevated vibe. You smell expensive and freshly showered. Ultimately, what this fragrance smells like is clean skin, airy florals, and a smooth, warm, ambery, musky base. This is a great signature scent because it's very office proof. This is going to be something that you can wear into the office. Nobody's going to be offended. Nobody's going to find it objectionable, but the fragrance still makes people think that you smell good up close. Because this fragrance is so subtle, you can spray this 4 to 8 times easy. It's never going to become overpowering. There's no note in this that's going to choke people. It's not going to be overpowered by specifically one note. This is a great signature scent if you want a clean, airy, fresh scent that smells a little bit like laundry. Check out Ceramic by Andrea Maack. All right, the second fragrance on this list is by the house of Micallef, and I've never reviewed anything from them before on the channel. This is a 2023 release, and it is called GNTonic. So this is one of those fragrances that I blind bought. I saw a lot of people online giving it a lot of buzz, and everybody was saying it was one of the best fragrances of the year from 2023. I really like it. As the name implies, it's supposed to smell like a gin and tonic, and in this case, it's not really just a metaphor. It does smell like a sparkling, crisp gin and tonic, but done in a very wearable way. All right, so what you've got here in the notes, obviously in the top, you've got tonic water, you've got gin, you've got lime, there's peppermint, there's ginger, there's some florals, you've got lily of the valley, orange blossom, nutmeg, and in the base, you've got some vetiver, white musk, sandalwood, and amber. But instead of becoming over-the-top cocktail, this fragrance is built with real structure. You've got cedar and nutmeg giving it warmth and polish at the top. Then in the middle, you've got an orange blossom, which gives it a warm glow. And in the base, this is where it really gets its signature magic. You've got vetiver, musk, moss, sandalwood, and amber, giving this fragrance the opportunity to become an everyday scent rather than just a novelty freshie. You've got a bright citrus aromatic opening, and then vetiver and clean woods to give it a soft, musky backbone. This is a clean, sparkling, uplifting scent, but it doesn't smell over the top like that clean shower gel type feeling. Think of something that you can wear to the office, you can wear in warm weather, you can wear traveling. It basically fits any situation. And just like ceramic before this, you can spray this one 5 to 10 times because it's so fresh and transparent. This is an easy fragrance to get away with overspraying. I really love what this one does on the skin. Like I said, it works all year long. I think actually it may be best suited for warm weather, but if you don't know Micallef's GN Tonic, definitely give it a try. I'm very happy to have gotten this fragrance, and it was a very successful blind buy. All right, so you've seen the third fragrance on this list on my channel before. It was part of my fall fragrances. If you didn't see that video, go check it out. The third fragrance here for signature scents is by the house of Serge Lutens, and this is Chergui. So what you've got here in Chergui is you've got tobacco leaf, honey, amber, musk, incense, rose, sandalwood, and you've got hay. This fragrance is warm, it's cozy, it's one for people who don't want fresh and clean every day, but still want something that feels wearable and not offensive. The core of Chergui here is that tobacco leaf and the honey mixture together, but the genius of it is that it is not very, very sticky. You've got the addition of that hay note, which adds a dryness, which keeps it airy and textured. The iris here gives it sort of a powdery elegance, and then you've got that amber and incense, which give it a soft atmospheric glow around you. Think of honeyed tobacco with a dry, airy, almost sun-warmed hay texture here, which keep it feeling sweet without syrup. This one works perfectly as a signature scent because it doesn't have a loud spice, it doesn't have an animalic funk, and it doesn't have an over-the-top smoky scent to it. This is going to sit very close to your skin. It's going to smell pleasant. It's going to smell warm. When I first got this fragrance, I got it in London at Liberty. I went there to get Ombre Sultan, which is another fragrance by Serge Lutens, and I was going to walk out with just that one, but of course when you go into the store, you start smelling the other fragrances, and this one really caught my attention because it feels warm, it feels cozy, it's very inviting, it feels very soft, very wearable in every situation, and I think that's probably why it came top of mind when I was putting this list together. But if you don't know Chergui by Serge Lutens, definitely check it out. Get yourself a sample. It is fantastic as a signature scent. All right, you all have given me such a hard time for not including this scent on my Creed list or on my cold fragrances list, but here it is. On the signature scents list from the House of Creed, we have Silver Mountain Water. So for those of you that don't know this fragrance, you've got that Creed signature in the top. You've got that burst of citrus. It's got bergamot in it. It dries down. The standout note here is that green tea note. And in the base, you've got musk, sandalwood, galbanum. This is basically Creed's take on the classic signature scent blueprint. It's airy, it's clean, it's fresh, yet it still smells distinctive and expensive. As I said, it's got that signature Creed DNA. It opens bright and clean with this citrus burst. You've got bergamot and mandarin. The signature is what happens next though. Like I said, the green tea and black currant give it that clean, almost mineral freshness. And then you've got black currant, which adds a subtle fruity shimmer that keeps it from smelling very sterile. The dry down is musky and slightly woody. You've got that sandalwood and you've almost got a slightly green texture to it as well. This is one of those cool, clean, fresh fragrances. This is going to be easy to wear any time of the year, any day of the week. It's that green tea note in this that once you know it's in there, you're never going to unsmell it. That said, it is super pleasant. You're not going to be offended by that note. If you don't like the scent of green tea, I don't know what to tell you, But once you know that that note's in here, you're never going to forget it. And that's what I think makes this one stand out. This is such a signature scent because it fits absolutely every situation. Like I said, it fits work, it fits travel, it fits going to the grocery store, it fits going out for brunch. It's nighttime, it's daytime. It's one of the safest you smell good scents without feeling like you're trying too hard. This is a unique fragrance because no matter how much you spray it, it's never going to become too much. You can spray it 6 to 10 times and it's going to probably smell the same 10 times as it did when you sprayed it 6 times. If you're one of the few people that doesn't know Silver Mountain Water by Creed, definitely head over to the Creed counter and check it out. It's clean, it's airy, it's fresh, it's cool. It's perfect for a signature scent. Moving on to the fifth fragrance, it's from the House of Essential Parfums. This is a 2020 release and it is called Bois Impérial. Now, I've gotten a lot of people asking me about this fragrance in the comments, and I'm really glad every time somebody brings this up because this is something that I thought I was gatekeeping. Nobody really knew anything about this fragrance, but it turns out a lot of people are fans of this fragrance or want to know about it because they're interested in buying it. The perfumer here is Amouage Beach. Think Akigala wood, woodsy notes, vetiver, ambroxan, you've got basil, and you've got patchouli in this. This is a modern take on the clean woods profile, but it's done extremely well. It never goes over the top and becomes cologne cliche. This opens with notes of basil and pepper, so you've got spicy and green, but it never goes over the top sharp. Then it goes into this signature woody structure. You can expect Akigala wood, you can expect vetiver, modern woodsy materials. It feels airy rather than heavy. And then you've got patchouli underneath it that gives it grip and depth, so it really never floats away from you and it never becomes overpowering. So a lot of people will say that this actually reminds them of Ganymede by Amouage Beach. And I respect that. I think that that's a fair assessment. However, I would probably have not put the two of them together as much as everybody else does, but I would have probably never made that connection if somebody didn't tell me about it. You've got a green, very woody, clean scent here, but a slight mineral hint to it, which probably is what leads some people to say it smells like Ganymede. This is a very versatile fragrance. It works all seasons. It works day and night. This is an easy fragrance to dress up or dress down. Another thing I'll tell you about this fragrance is when my mom comes over here, and you know she's very picky and she likes light fragrances, like Chanel No. 5. This is a fragrance she will go to all the time to put on if we're taking her to lunch or if we're taking her to dinner. She finds it very easy to wear. She finds it very pleasant. And as you know, she's very hard to please, so that should say something about it. Another thing about this fragrance is that this is very accessible with regard to the price point. I think this 100 ml bottle is about $95. When you think about what you're getting with this fragrance and the longevity and the projection of it, that is a very good price point. I would strongly recommend going out to get Bois Impérial. There's also an extrait version of this, but I didn't buy that. I didn't think that it needed it. This has enough projection and enough longevity on it that this bottle is probably going to last me forever. At $95, which is I think what it was when I bought it, this gives you quite a lot of bang for your buck. If you don't know Bois Impérial by Essential Parfums, I strongly recommend getting your nose on this fragrance. This is very, very safe for a blind buy, and because it's so easy to wear, it makes it a perfect signature scent. All right, moving on to number 6, and speaking of accessible scents, the 6th fragrance comes to us from the House of Armaf. It is called Club de Nuit Intense Limited Edition. This is a 2021 release. All right, so this is a flanker version of the original fragrance. And if you're not familiar with any of the other fragrances in this collection, in the top here, you've got lemon, you've got pineapple, you've got bergamot, pink pepper, black pepper. In the middle, you've got some floral notes like lily of the valley and freesia. And in the base, you've got ambroxan, white musk, ambergris, cedar, leather, and patchouli. So this fragrance is a budget signature scent that still gives you that people will notice me energy, but it all depends on how you wear it. So of all the fragrances that I've reviewed on this list so far, this one probably opens up the brightest and the loudest. You've got lemon, you've got pineapple, you've got bergamot, black pepper, and pink pepper. It can feel a little bit intense, as the name implies, almost like it's trying to announce itself. But then in the dry down, this is the reason people really wear it. It's got a smooth, modern base. You've got ambroxan, musk, ambergris, cedar, leather. That's where it becomes clean, masculine, and surprisingly wearable. Think about here a bright citrus opening and then a woody, ambery dry down. This reads quiet confidence with a clean aura. This fragrance is signature scent territory because it performs and it's generally crowd pleasing once it dries down. If you want a fragrance that you can just throw on without having to think too hard, this one is going to do the job. Yeah, this is overall a very pleasant fragrance. This for me was a blind buy. I think it costs somewhere between $35 and $45 for the 100 ml bottle. It's packaged really nice. I have the packaging sitting over on the table over there, but it's packaged very nice. It's almost over the top. I thought it was a little bit precious. But if you're looking for a signature scent that's not going to break the bank and it's not going to make you think too hard when you have to choose one, this is a bright, citrusy, pineapple-y, woody take, and it only costs about $45. So definitely give Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Limited Edition a try. It definitely strides that signature scent territory. For number 7, we're going to the House of Chanel, and the fragrance that I've chosen for the signature scent is Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif version. So this is the exclusive version of Bleu de Chanel. Think sandalwood, labdanum, cistus, woody notes, ambery notes. So the original Bleu de Chanel is already signature territory for a lot of people. The exclusive version is Chanel's way of taking that same DNA, making it a little bit more refined, a little bit more concentrated, and a little bit more daring. So Chanel's own description of this fragrance is very clear. They say it's a concentration of raw materials built around sandalwood with woody ambery notes, giving it contrast and vibrancy. You can think of this one as having Bleu de Chanel's same clean confidence, but pulling it deeper into that woodier, ambery, resinous depth. So this has less blue cologne feel, but more polished, elegant sandalwood depth. It's still incredibly wearable, but it feels a little bit more expensive and a little bit more intentional. So Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif works as a signature scent because it's safe, it's versatile, and it's professional. But this one has a richer, more memorable finish. It's really the kind of fragrance that's going to work for the morning, it's going to work for meetings, it's going to work for dinner, and it's going to feel like you haven't changed personalities 3 times. So for me, as far as designer fragrances go, this is going to be one of the easiest to wear. It's going to be one of the most pleasant, and it's going to probably smell the most expensive. The price tag on this wasn't cheap. It was $205 for the 50 ml bottle that I've got in front of me, but I absolutely love it. I do get compliments on it when I wear it, and for that reason, I think it's perfect for signature scent territory. Moving on to number 8, this one comes at you from the house of Amouage, and because I have so many of them, it was very difficult to pick out what for me I thought was a good Amouage signature scent. But the one that I landed on is called Beach Hut by Amouage. So if you don't know this fragrance, for me, this is the fragrance in the entire lineup that has the biggest misnomer. It's called Beach Hut. One would automatically think that this is going to be very coconutty, very rummy, it's going to smell like a day at the beach, but that is not at all what you get. For me, what you get from this fragrance is a hut set in the middle of the jungle in Central or South America. This is an extremely green fragrance with no hints of beach whatsoever. What you've got in this is mint, galbanum, orange blossom, ivy, vetiver, moss, patchouli, woody notes. This is an extremely green fragrance. If you look at it on Fragrantica and you look at the notes, almost every one of them is green. So this for me is one of the best green scents out there because it's green in a very natural way. It doesn't smell aquatic, it doesn't have citrus, it doesn't smell like a shower gel. This smells very authentically green. Like I said, in the opening you've got mint, you've got galbanum. Think sharp green in a clean aromatic way. Then you got orange blossom adding a brightness to it, and then it becomes even greener. You've got ivy, vetiver, moss. It feels like crushed leaves. It feels like plants, cool air. In the base, you've got myrrh and patchouli, so it sort of gives this fragrance depth without making it smell too much like a real garden scent. So this fragrance works as a signature scent because it's clean and distinctive without being offensive. If you're looking for a clean, fresh, outdoorsy scent that doesn't smell like everybody else, but it still remains professional, this is a killer choice for you. So like I said, I feel like a lot of people will bypass this scent in the Amouage store because they're going to think that the name implies that it is a strictly beachy type scent. I cannot explain to you enough how that is far from the truth. I will be doing a full review of this on the channel, but I definitely want to know if you've smelled this fragrance and you were surprised like I was, let me know, leave me a comment. But because this is so clean and so green and so pleasant to the smell, I think this is a perfect signature scent, and that's why it's included on the list. Check out Beach Hut by Amouage. Moving on to number 9, it is from a house that I don't think I've reviewed on the channel yet. It's from the house of Parfums de Marly. No, it's not Castley. No, it's not Halte. No, it's not Altair. This is a fragrance that I feel like I've been gatekeeping because it doesn't get a lot of talk. This is a 2013 release. It is called Habdan by Parfums de Marly. So in the top of this fragrance, you've got olibanum, you've got saffron. In the middle, you've got woody notes, you've got rose, and you've got apple. And in the base, you've got ambergris, myrrh, and caramel. So as you know from previous videos, I do not like an over-the-top sweet fragrance. So you hear that there's caramel in this and you think it could lean pretty sweet. Habdan is a great warm signature scent choice for those people who want that sweetness and spiciness to it without it becoming an over-the-top sugar bomb. This opens with saffron and incense, so there's a glowing, spicy resin warmth immediately. Then it moves into an apple rose heart. It smells expensive and comforting. And in the base, you've got that myrrh, you've got that caramel warmth and ambergris smoothness. So it becomes this cozy amber resin aura, and it feels classy and not juvenile in the least. This is a very approachable and comforting fragrance. You can spray this on yourself 2 to 5 times. There's no note in this that's going to become overly offensive to people. People aren't going to find it objectionable. There's nothing fatiguing in it. I think it's very, very pleasant. I think that there's a smoothness to it. And it's one of the fragrances in the Parfums de Marly lineup that I think doesn't get enough attention. But it's great for a signature scent because it's very pleasant, it's very easy, it's very wearable, and it works in all different situations. You could wear this to the movies, you could wear this to dinner, you could wear this out and about for the day. And that's why I've chosen to put it on the signature fragrances list. Parfums de Marly Habdan. If you don't know it, definitely check it out. All right, and finally, the 10th fragrance, which has sort of established itself as the quintessential signature scent, skin scent fragrance. It's a 2010 release from the house of Le Labo, and it is not Santal 33. It's called Another 13. Now, I got this fragrance years and years and years ago, and I thought I had found the next best kept secret. And whereas Habdan wasn't getting enough attention from Parfums de Marly, this seems to be getting all of the attention alongside Santal 33. So some of the notes that you've got in this, in the top you've got pear, you've got apple, you've got citrus notes. In the middle you've got ambrette, you've got moss, you've got jasmine, and in the base you've got isoe super, you've got helvetolide, and you've got ambretolide. So this is a fragrance that's basically signature scent cheat code. You've got a skin scent that never becomes boring. It's actually quite addictive. So this opens with a soft, clean, fruity brightness. Think pear, think apple, think citrus notes, but that's only the doorway. That is very fleeting. Very quickly it becomes musky and airy. You've got that moss, you've got a hint of floral note with the jasmine. In the base you've got those modern molecules. There's the isoe super, you've got clean musks such as helvetolide, you've got the ambretolide. That's where it creates this clean aura effect that people will describe as magnetic. So this is a perfect signature scent because it is a clean, low-risk scent that's going to layer with practically anything else in your collection. This is a very, very personal fragrance. People are going to read it as your scent rather than strictly as perfume on you. This is a fragrance you can spray anywhere between 6 to 12 times. It is never going to be loud. It is going to stay a skin scent. It is going to stay intimate. It's very easy to wear. This is something that I used to wear all the time. I would wear it daytime, nighttime, lunch. I was absolutely in love with this fragrance when it first came out. I had originally gotten the sample set with 5 different fragrances from Le Labo, and this was the standout fragrance for me. I absolutely loved it. That was before I had most of the fragrances in this collection. But I used to wear this one all the time. It's clean, it's easy, it's got a slight aura to it. That's why I think it's perfect to round out this list of signature scents. So if you're one of the 1 or 2 people that doesn't know Le Labo's Another 13, definitely get yourself to the Le Labo counter and check it out. I think it's perfect as a signature scent, not just because it's soft and easy to wear, but because it's also very, very versatile and can be layered with, like I said, nearly anything. But definitely, Another 13 Le Labo, this has become the quintessential signature scent. Check it out if you don't know it. All right, so that was it. That was 10 signature scents. I'm sorry I don't have them all sitting in front of me because the pedestal is a little too small for them, but that was 10 signature fragrances. Do you think I've left anything out? Of course I have. I would really like to hear what you would classify as a signature scent. Also, let me know if you would redefine the word signature from what I laid out at the beginning of this video. I think you could probably define it a number of different ways, but when I was putting this video together, that was just the one that made the most sense to me. These are clean, these are fresh, these are easy to wear in any number of situations. Like I said, if you think I've left something out, please leave me a comment. I've been responding to all the comments, the nice ones, the nasty ones, the ones that are in between. If you liked this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, also give me a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. That was my 2 cents. My name is Sean. I hope to see you next episode. Have a great day, everyone.